What is going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in on today's video. Today we're going to be replacing a 2010 Camaro SS's spark plugs. This is my personal vehicle, and let's go ahead and get started. So a little disclaimer, we actually went ahead and took the other spark plugs out to save some time. We're going to be focusing on this one today. It's a very simple process. I do recommend that you do this during the day so you have, of course, some light, and that you start on the passenger side, because the passenger side is very cramped. It's very difficult to get to, so you might want to take out that one first before you start moving on to the easier one. First thing, you want to take the spark plug wires out of the way. You can actually just take them out very simply like this. You can leave them hanging, so pretty easy to take out. You could put them aside, or you can leave it hanging by here. Personally, I like to move them aside just to have a little bit of more space. And I don't know if you can see it through here, but you'll see the spark plug right about here, this little section right here. You're going to get your 5/8 socket. You're going to need an extension because the nature of where it's located. So go ahead and get that inside. Alright, so you're going to go ahead, align it, make sure it fits in properly. So now that you've actually aligned the socket with the actual spark plug, then you're going to go ahead and find a good angle for you to actually start loosening it. I would recommend that you get a microfiber towel and you put it on the car so you don't actually scratch it. So you're going to go ahead and, so after one big tuck, should be fairly easy afterwards. Afterwards, when you really break the main tension, you can actually just use your hand here to take it out. There she is. This is the old spark plug. Now, depending on what type of performance setup you're using, I mean, spark plugs are very difficult, but if you don't have any major modifications to your car, you don't have E85 or you don't have any force induction, the recommended is going to be AC Delco's, the 41110s, Iridium. And you have to gap them prior to actually putting them in there, because these come in .38s and they recommend it being .40. Gapping it is very easy. All you have to do is get the coin, as I'll show you right now. So the coin that I was referring to is this. This is kind of like the gap measure, and it's the gapping tool as well. So you're going to go ahead and put it on .40, which is right here, and you're going to slide it here. And you just want to make sure that it finds resistance at around .40. So mine has exactly .40, but this was previously gapped. And you would just want to make sure that there is basically no space in between, and that'll basically tell you that you've gapped it appropriately. And of course, if you want to actually open it up, you would have to pry it here like a soda can. And if you want to reduce the gap because you're overdoing it, simply push down on it. But since it's .40, we're just going to continue. So this is the side-by-side comparison. As you can see, useless. So now comes the fun part. We're actually going to put the new spark plug in, find the appropriate location here. So what you really want to do is go ahead and slightly start probing it. Just slide in right below the header gasket there, and you'll start to see it'll lightly go inside. So you just twist it there just a little bit, just to give it some form. Now you're ready to use your wrench and your socket and your extension. We got to make sure that it's on tighten mode now, and you don't want to really tighten this too much, because it's going to make the job very difficult for the next guy if you're selling it, if you're trying to be considerate, or for yourself. So we go ahead and we start to see that it starts getting harder. So there we go, we tighten just enough. There's sometimes certain measurements that you need to use. We're not going to be using that here. I know that that's not necessarily the best way of doing it, but it is what it is. That's the gist of it. And of course, you would use the tool to actually measure the amount of force. We're going to go ahead and put the spark plug wire back. Go ahead and push it in. Make sure it's nice and tight. And you just connect it up here again. See, it's a fairly simple process. Not that difficult to do, but you do want to take your time with it, because these are very sensitive instruments. They do help the flow of the electricity. ignition, all that stuff. So you do really want to make sure that you do gap it properly, that you don't tighten it too difficultly. Okay, so before we go ahead and end the video, we want to make sure that what we did was appropriate. Start the car up. It's very dirty, pardon my mess. 93,000. She an old girl. She starts up. So the car starts up very, very well. So the idling is normal, and that was kind of the reason why I was suspecting that I needed a spark plug change. It was because the idling was a little off. So as you can see, all is well. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. For those that found it useful, go ahead and like it, recommend it to somebody that is going through the same process that I went through today. If you guys like these how-to videos, go ahead and comment. Let me know what you think. What could I do differently? And guys, don't forget to hit that notification so you don't miss any of my videos, and hit that subscribe button, guys. Thank you so much and have a great day.